Welcome you to my YouTube channel, and in this training today I'm going to teach you in this video on how to create a webmail account. You may be there asking, what is even a webmail? A webmail is just like your email or your Gmail or yahooemail.com. You understand? But the reason why we call this one a webmail is because it's going to be an email that is going to answer your domain name. You must also be asking that what is even a domain? A domain is an identity. You understand me? It's an identity of your of your website. It's a name given to to your website. That's your business name.com. Okay. Example, it can be info at your domain name.com. Like now, for instance, the name of my website is webtech.com. So I cannot come and say info at webtech.com, admin at webtech.com, and complain at webtech.com, purchase at webmail.com. So you can use it info at the name of your own website.com. You understand? And it also does the same functionality the same way your email, the main Gmail or email account does. It's still the same thing. Okay, hope you understand now. But before we go into practical, if you know today is your first time of visiting my YouTube channel, I am Israel Apeh, the CEO of WebTech Resource Consult. So what we do, we teach you on how to make money online, and we also teach you of what we call a mobile tech tutorial, which is something you are seeing me using my phone to do right now, teaching you. Alright, so right now let's go to my browser while I show you how to create a webmail account. Today I'll be making use of my Chrome browser. But the first thing I just want you to know is that for you to be able to go and create a webmail account, you need to have access to your cPanel. Alright, you need to have access to your cPanel. You might also be there asking, how do you even access your cPanel, and how can you also be able to also log into your cPanel? So the first thing you need to do now is that, now I told you earlier that my website is webtel.com, which is the name of my business website. Okay, so you can name as many as your own business website or the website you are having. So for you to log into your cPanel, what are you going to do? I will use my own domain name as webtel.com. Okay, webtel.com. For me to have access to my cPanel, what am I going to do now? Click on this slash here. Okay, and now do what? I'll now click on cPanel. Okay, so that's how you are going to have access to your own or to log into your cPanel. Just the name of your website slash cPanel. Alright, so what are you going to do? You send it. So once you send it, then you wait for it to do what? For it to load. Good. Now we are in our cPanel login portal. So right now, what are you going to do? What you are supposed to do now is for you to put the username, your cPanel username, and your cPanel password. So now, right now, what am I going to do now? I'm going to pause this video. So when I put my login details, I log in, then we'll do what? We'll continue from there for just a security purpose. You understand now? So let me pause this video now. So now that I've input my username and the password, it brought me to my cPanel. Here we are on our cPanel. So every one of you that have a website also have your cPanel. That is how the cPanel interface look like. Alright, now what are we going to do now? We are talking about a webmail, right? What are we going to do now is for you to do what? Select email account. Okay, and if you see, that is just a drop down of the email. So right now, what are we going to do now? I click on that email accounts while we wait for it to load. Now we are in my webmail account. So I have as many webmail accounts. The account I've already gotten here already. So I have info at webtech.com, payment at webtech.com. Alright, so right now, what are we going to do now? Let's click on on create. For we to create a new webmail account, I click on create. You understand? Now this is my main domain, webtech.com. Then the username, you remember I told you it can be info at your domain.com, admin at your what, at your webmail.com. All right, right now let me just choose this one as form of contact or admin contact. All right, let me make it contact or complaint. That is, if people have a complaint, they should be able to contact me through that email. Then I will now know that any email that comes from that place is from those people that have a complaint. So if I click on payment, that I should be able to set that, should in case everybody make a payment, I should be receiving my payment. Anybody that make a payment, either for my courses or any other different things I do, I should be able to be receiving in a payment email through that place. That is, if I set it, when you create this account, you need to integrate or set it for something, for the purpose of the reason why you are creating that account. I don't know if you understand. So right now, what am I going to do? Should I just leave it contact or complaint? Let me just leave it at a complaint. For you can use info, as I told you earlier. Let me use it as complaint. Is it complaint? Let me use this complaint. Okay. Yeah. So now the email is going to be complete@webtech.com or complaint at webmail.com. That is complaint@webtech.com. All right. So now you can come here, you can set up your own new password. Okay. You can set up your own new password. You can allow the system to generate a password for you. Okay, something like this. You see that key right there? You can let the system to generate a password for you, which you can use. Okay, but with this, I'm not going to make use of the system generated password. I need to use my own password I want to use. So for that, I will also pause this video. Sorry, I'm also going to pause this video while I put the email I want to use. So right now I've already put the email the password I want to be using for this account. So you tick on this box here which says stay on this page after I click create. Okay, so what are you going to do now? Click on what? I click on create. It says what? Create successfully, which is something you are seeing up right there. Okay, create successfully. All right, so what are we going to do now? I click on what? You can go back, you come back, go back. You see that the email is being added, which is something that you are seeing it right here, complaint@webtech.com. all right, so I click on that, or click on manage. Then it's going to open here for me. So what am I going to do now? It's still the same account. So what am I going to do now? Since everything is being created, I'll click on what? Check email, for you to check it out. Webmail login. Okay, you can allow or deny. So right now that we are here, it said open a source webmail software, and it's also see open my inbox when I log in. So I tick on that box and I click on what? I click on open. I click on what? I click on open. So that is just it. So here, if you click it, you see your mail. You can send the email, contact, or import a call. You can even compose an email just like the same way you were having on your email or your Gmail account. You can just put the name of the tool, like the email of the person you want to send this, the subject. Now you know how to write an email now. Then you now put the body of the letter here. You click on what? Send. So it's still the same thing. Right now that I've already teach you on how to create a webmail account, how do you even log in to this webmail account without you not coming back to cPanel to access the email? So right now, what are we going to do? For we to log in to the webmail account, what are we going to do? Let me copy this webmail here. This is going to be my username. What are we going to do? Let me open a new tab. I want to show you how you can log in to your webmail without you not coming to cPanel again. Once the account is being created, what are we going to do? For you to log into your webmail, you can just come here and say webtech.com. Remember that time it was cPanel, but right now it's going to be on what? It's going to be what? Webmail. Alright, it's going to be webmail. What are we going to do now? Click on send. Now it's now bringing me to what? Webmail login portal. Remember, cPanel is different from what? From webmail. So remember the email address, which is something I said, complaint at webtech.com. So remember that time that I was creating the account, I put a password, isn't it? So you see the same password that we are going to use here to log in. So for that, let me also pause this video. Then when we log in and do what? I come back, we continue. Right now I've inputted the password I will be using to log in this webmail. So that I've already put the password, what are we going to do now? Click on login. So if you can see, is what the email is open successfully. Alright, so that is how to log in from webmail login portal. So I've come to the end of this video. If you know you learned something valuable from this training, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So thank you and see you in another videos.